5 seconds remaining.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 in this best of 3, the final deciding game to see who goes up against VP for that qualifier spot in the CIS region for the Kiev Major. Team Empire against Na'Vi. And a little bit of a change-up in the draft here. But I'm Gareth, joined by Malini, as we get ourselves into this one. The first couple of games, they've been a bit messy, a few sloppy mistakes. Do you think Game 2 has given maybe a boost of morale to Na'Vi after game number 1?
Remaining.
No, they're used to this, dude.
Okay.
They're used to the up and downs.
5 seconds remaining.
Who knows, man?
So this game is up in the air. No clear favorite. Could be
No
anyone.
clear favorite.
No clear favorite.
Empire maybe slightly, but it's not clear.
Okay. Well, normally Na'Vi get themselves either Ogre or Lesh, and they've been doing very well through the through the group stage, through the playoffs in this qualifier. This time they get neither. Lesh banned, Ogre stolen, but maybe they can get their hands on the Slardar Lifestealer opener, which Empire tried to run in the previous game.
It's not as hot anymore. People like picking control now too.
What about Slardar Sniper? Or can you not first phase Sniper?
I don't like Slardar Sniper. I like the bigger team fight in combination with Sniper. Like Black Hole, I think is a really good one to protect him. Clockwork, I also think is way better at creating space. But they will go back for the tried and true Lifestealer with the Slardar. The thing about it is, you can still win when you're like 10, 15,000 gold behind. That's why I really do like the combo.
Is there anything stopping Empire from picking Ursa now?
First phase Ursa.
All the CIS teams have been doing it.
Yeah. I think they had to worry about
5 seconds
Beastmaster though.
remaining.
Beastmaster is really good at controlling the Ursa Roche. As we have
Reserve
seen,
time.
Roshan is really important, especially in between these two teams. First game with the Vengeful Spirit, they had that one disastrous fight, pretty much cost them the game on Na'Vi. And last game too, Na'Vi just made quick work of the Empire when they got the Roshan a few times. So I think Beastmaster ban in second phase, probably a good idea. Or Batrider if you're against Na'Vi. But yeah, Ursa is hot. I especially in this region. I definitely agree with that, but it just it's just really risky.
Turn to
Your
bat.
margin for error is low with Ursa. Are you an Ursa player?
No.
No. You
Far too often have I've owned the lane, gone 7-0, then at 25 minutes we've lost one team fight and the game's over.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
like
That's
Ursa.
like common Ursa stuff.
That's definitely Ursa.
10
And
seconds
if you lose Roche, it's also very hard to win. You pretty much have to get Roche
5
Okay.
seconds
if you
remaining.
wanna win.
Well, they go with a Centaur. Good
Mhm.
disengage and a kind of saving ability to help
Reserve time.
whoever gets jumped on by the Slardar Lifestealer.
He kind of counters Lifestealer. Maybe not so much Lifestealer Slaughter, but his Ag certainly does.
Oh yeah. Like in lane, Centaur doesn't have a happy time against Lifestealer +1.
It's not actually that bad though. If it's one-on-one,
Dire
like
team
Centaur
battle.
can just double edge him.
Yeah.
Double edge, double edge, double edge.
Double edge.
That'd be
Sextuple edge.
quad edges.
So many edges. So many edges.
It's called a hexagon.
10 seconds remaining.
What about a dodecahedron?
That would just be one
seconds
more
remaining.
double in front.
So many.
Wait, Dodeca's 10. No, Dodeca's 12.
12.
Yeah, so that'd just be one more double
Reserve time.
in front of it. Do you know any other weird isometric polygons?
I'm trying to remember the one, but I can't freaking remember. It's like the one with 36 sides, but
Okay,
it's a
I
3D
can-
shape.
36
36 like
sides
36 vertices.
in. I know there's a tetrahedron, but tetrahedron has way less.
Is it
than that.
No, it's not dodecahedron. Whatever. I can't remember.
Let's
it doesn't
exert your
matter.
brain a little bit more.
Turn
Anti
to bat.
the only thing that I can think of is anti-disestablishmentarianism, but that's the word that has no relation to what we're talking about. I cannot think of what it is. Maybe Twitch chat can help us, but they're 5 minutes behind. They're a bit.
Maybe it is dodecahedron.
10 seconds remaining.
Dodecagon is the polygon version.
Oh, maybe it is dodecahedron then.
5 seconds remaining.
You've confused yourself.
I did. I do that often.
How do we get from Centaur Warrunner to
Reserve
Dodec
time.
Double.
Yeah.
Double edge. It was the double edge. It's all double edge's fault. Second ban phase. You said Batrider ban, and they give you a Batrider ban.
Like, whatchamacallit is not that important. Beastmaster's not that important if they don't pick Ursa. Beastmaster is good sometimes, but I think it's particularly good versus Ursa simply because of Hawk on Roche. It's incredibly good, but the Ursa's not in the game, so it's kind of a different story. Sniper plus Ogre, a very common combination. Ogre is actually pretty good with Sniper just because he can just sit up in front and just die. for Sniper, which is great. And you have Bloodlust already on him, so you're still useful, even post-death, posthumously.
Okay, well, Team Empire,
10 seconds
last ban in the
remaining.
second phase. Heroes like Rubik, maybe.
5 seconds
Pretty good against
remaining.
the Centaur Stampede, decent against the Ogre. You can still Bloodlust for the Lifestealer. Good at setting up for
Reserve
crushes
time.
early on in the game for that Slardar as well. I don't know what else I'd be scared of, though. Shadow Fiend?
I think you ban general heroes.
You ban general heroes, so you don't focus on Dendi or the supports or anything like that.
Dendy's been pretty underwhelming in this series, no matter and they haven't even targeted him in bans, so I wouldn't be focusing on him. Pycat is very versatile, and he already has his hero, so
Yeah.
you definitely don't target him.
Very true.
Yeah, I think you target general with the bans. What else does he play besides Beastmaster and Bat? Those are definitely his best.
Like, it doesn't feel like he plays Nyx all that often.
Nyx, it seems like it'd be up his alley. I think almost all Bat players can probably play Nyx.
They banned the Tinker.
Navi's
Does that
turn
show
to pick.
Team Empire's hand a little bit pre-picks that they're going to be going for like a TB or SD Luna or some kind of illusion-based...
TB for sure,
TB? Okay.
definitely.
I guess TB is pretty good against Lifestealer, right? Because he can't stick on a target.
He's
High
also
armor.
he's one of the best
10
versus
seconds
Slardar.
remaining.
I was actually looking at like Terrorblade's adjusted win rate against
5
Slardar, and it
seconds
was
remaining.
absurdly high.
Oh, really?
Yes, because of his base armor. I
Reserve
think
time.
well, his base armor also Slardar has no AoE, and yeah, you can
You just turn and face.
your illusions can just kill the Slardar when he blinks in. It's pretty great.
And I guess if you go like
Keeper
Dragon,
of the light.
Lance, Hurricane Pike, you can get
Dire
yourself out of
team pick.
situations where you jumped on Navi Kotl.
Yeah, Jug might actually be stronger than Terrorblade now, though. I like Jug a lot more versus the Keeper, just because of the magic immunity. Don't have to deal with Blinding Light, don't have to deal with Illuminate, and you have the Healing Ward versus the
10
Illuminate.
seconds
So I think
remaining.
Jug is actually way better than Terrorblade right now.
Do you feel it was maybe
5
too early
seconds
by Navi
remaining.
to pick Kotl, or do you think it
No,
still has...
dude, it's never too early to pick Keeper, dude.
Is he that
You
good?
cannot go wrong picking Keeper.
Okay. I was just wondering if you're thinking the enemy's going TB, if you pick Kotl before they pick TB. But it's not just that direct counter. You've also got wave clear, the ability to defend tier 1s, and move people around the map, right? No matter where you're going, you can like group up as 3 and then bring in
10
Lifestealer
seconds
Slardar from
remaining.
Fountain or
Yep.
there are other ganks elsewhere.
You can also win the lanes.
5
You also have
seconds
Flying
remaining.
Vision. You can also
Winter
farm.
Wyvern.
Ooh, Winter Wyvern. I have not seen this hero in a while to
Navi's
counter
turn
Slardar
to
Lifestealer. It is tough as a WW out there. It's tough life for all those wyverns.
I'm sure we only really see Wyvern as like Meepo counters nowadays.
Drow counters as well.
Oh, this Drow, yeah. Back when Empire were like,
10
or
seconds
Empire Vega
remaining.
VP were all running the Drow, Chen, Venge, all that stuff we saw.
5
Yeah, it's pretty good
seconds
for Venge
remaining.
too, I think too, because Venge just kills her partner.
Yeah.
But Winter Wyvern it's really tough to play against Slardar
Reserve
Lifestealer
time.
because people die especially with Echo Saber and Dezo, people die in 1 second, I would say, maybe even slightly less. So if you're Winter Wyvern and you're just slightly out of position, or you don't have a blink,
Aiming the
or
wrong way.
aiming the wrong way, just have your finger off the camera for just a second, or anything slightly goes wrong, your partner just dies, which sucks. But that's just the life of Winter Wyvern. And if you get jumped, you're
super
a
dead.
goner. Yeah, you're super dead. So, but if he doesn't get caught and he manages to immediately Winter's Curse the Lifestealer or something like that, then things could be pretty good.
Alchemist.
Oh.
Oh,
Navi's
FN likes
turn
this
to
hero.
ban.
Against Lifestealer?
he just likes the hero, dude. That's his jam. There's one of those heroes when you're having, you just have time for one game. You just want to have a really good game.
You
Be
pick
nice and
Owl.
relax. Everyone has that hero. It's
10
just that.
seconds
Just
remaining.
you're one and out. It's your go-to hero. That's his. Do you have a
5
what's your
seconds
go-to hero?
remaining.
Invoker.
Invoker?
Yeah.
Just with that one game and out? Yeah. Mine is Naga.
Reserve
It's
time.
either Invoker or Tinker. I really like those heroes.
Yeah.
10 seconds
But that's his.
remaining.
Okay.
He,
That's fair enough.
Team
You can have that one.
yeah.
But in this game in particular, Ben, do you think
Oh, they
Alchemist
banned
is
out Jug. Huh.
like against Lifestealer Ember Spirit? Like lots of nuke damage, Lifestealer with a minus armor helped out with Slardar. Does Alk have a
You have
good
to think
time
about the overall pace of the game,
10
though.
seconds
With like
remaining.
the alchemists being able to farm up fast enough. There's not that many heroes that can actually
5
tank a Slaughter or
seconds
Lifestealer, but
remaining.
Alchemist is one of them because he can get just items absurdly quickly. How does Lifestealer deal with split push? He really doesn't do well versus split push.
Dire team
Hello?
pick.
Test.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's working. There's people saying that it's not working, but it definitely is. Definitely. Maybe it's a Dota TV bug. I'm not sure, but not.
Are you tabbed in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not our fault.
Yeah, the
10
Alchemist,
seconds remaining.
it changes the game a lot because Slaughter Lifestealer, they're great at killing, great at skirmishing, but bad at split
seconds
pushing,
remaining.
and you can't control the jungle super early because Slaughter needs blink. So Alchemist is
Result.
really good at farming the jungle really early, and he's really good at split pushing out lanes. So you mentioned it, you talked about the Ursa,
Navi's turn to pick.
still pretty decent for them, and I also think it gives them the early game that they need. He's going to need a Scepter in order to deal with the Slaughter Lifestealer and Ember, Darkseer, General. This is I like Navi's lineup a lot more because I think the Winter Wyvern is like very hard to pull off
Yeah.
in a lot of games. Like Ember can just run at you, then what do you do?
It's like a it's like a lawnmower. Iron Shell Flame Guard running at people. You mana leak someone else. You open wounds another. There are so many like ways to disjoint and force your opponents to like scatter or stand still that not having a real great way to save your teammates.
The lawnmower.
The lawnmower, yeah. It's
Never
from
thought about it like that.
It's from back in the day when, like, Chinese teams used to run AA Ember Darkseer, and they'd throw the Ice Blast, and then have Iron Shell Ember just, like, run at people, and they just die, regardless. Like, whoever it was, they would die. Because you have Flame Guard,
10
Searing Chains,
seconds
Iron Shell.
remaining.
You just run them over, one by one.
5 seconds remaining.
I agree, though. I like Navi's a lot more. I think Team Empire have so many little, like, nuanced things that they have to get right, especially in the first 20 minutes. Like, Alk, you mentioned, needs to farm. Do you think he's going to go for that Radiance
FN's
build?
playing Ursa.
Ooh.
Chappie's playing Alk. Do I think he's going to go for the Radiance build? Yeah. I haven't seen a non-Radiance build in a really long time.
Yeah, same. I liked it when it was kind of coming out. You know, Miracle played it a little bit. There was the South American teams that were like playing Armlet, S&Y, the Solar Crest build occasionally, but I think Radiance kind of just took over. The fact that you have lower cooldown ulti, you farm like a madman, even after the nerf where illusions don't get the Greevil's Greed stuff, and then the change to Greevil's Greed so you get less gold from bounty runes. He still gets so much farm.
Yeah, now he has talents.
And yeah, yeah, that's
His
true.
talents are not very good, though.
They're not amazing, but out of the gates we go. First ward down, and Ogre gets it over towards that mid lane after smoking up and TPing. And it's like the first game I've seen in a long time where there aren't 3 or 4 observer wards down at the very start of the game. There's only one. Na'Vi didn't go rushing out to place any down. Are they holding on to some? There's one on Kotl, and there's one on Slardar.
The thing about Darkseer is you actually don't care if they pull because you can just steal it. You get free newts along with it. So Darkseer is, I think, one of the ones that doesn't actually care too much about having either of those camps block. You actually want to be able to stack the big camp yourself
30
or pull
seconds
it
to
yourself. But yeah, Centaur. Let's see. Centaur's supports that he would be up against would be Slardar and the Keeper. But the cool thing to do nowadays is dual lane off lane, so it would just be a solo Keeper. So Centaur is actually not that scared either. But I don't know. If I were a Centaur team, I'd be scared of the Coddle constantly pulling and stacking because Coddle is really good at that.
They're playing aggressively into this bounty rune though. Na'Vi looking to contest and get 3 to their name, and it looks like they will succeed. Chappie, though, at the very least gets his bounty rune with the Greevil's Greed. Already up to 330 gold. Brown Boots and Iron Talon in the quick buy.
Uh-oh, are they skipping the creep
Oh
wave?
my god, it
I
looks
think
like
they
it.
are.
Ben, I think you're right with double Iron Shell. They might even look for a kill here, you know? They tango up already. In they go. RMN slowed though with the Arctic Burn. In general, we'll just have to kill the creeps while RMN forces FN back to his tier 1. General's lost a lot of HP though. And FN wants to come back in. It looks like a crush to slow down his advance, but they've dragged the creep wave across, forcing Ursa to last hit under tower. And also getting free farm for your General Darkseer.
Yep, Pochka can't really do anything about this because he is a melee ogre. And they can just shrine up if they'd like. Slardar hasn't taken enough damage yet, so maybe go in a little bit with the Slar, bait out a few more spells before they want to use that shrine.
Well, there's the CS, and like you're saying, wander over to the shrine. Everything's going to be fine for them. Dendi mid against the Alchemist. 4-1 against the 2-1 now for Chappie. But Dendi, 4-man shield is up. He's got an okay amount of armor through that. But Ember isn't a hero that starts with a lot of armor.
2 is
anyway.
okay to you?
I mean, like he gets a little bit from the poor man shield, but his starting
Yeah.
armor is not amazing.
Poor Ember. Armor issues.
Especially when he's an agi hero, right?
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not played like an agi hero though.
He's a spellcaster.
Yeah. Now he is. Dendi's doing very well in CS. One thing about Dendi is he gets sick amounts of denies. Every game I see him, he's just like on top of the deny chart. I don't know why, but he just loves denying creeps.
As you say it, he gets 2 more to his name, taking all these creeps away from the Alchemist.
I think he has the highest average denies of any mid player in Dota 2 history. Period.
Okay.
Like he just has he just denies a lot.
Hey Knoxville, if you're watching, thank you. Please tweet. Get this stat out there. Let's see who it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Dendi.
I
well,
would-
if you probably need like at least 100 games minimum or something like that. Let's say.
Yeah.
But I think
50
he's
games
definitely
minimum
up
is
there.
usually the...
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't disagree with you though.
Some of us like large sample sizes.
Sample sizes, man. Whatever, dude. I mean, 50 is not bad.
50 is not bad. But then you get into the thing of like what counts as a game. Like
What do you mean? What
do you only
counts?
count like premier tournaments? Do you count amateur
Oh,
tournaments? Do you count
right.
professional tournaments?
Yeah, okay.
So it's
Okay. I get you now.
yeah, it's not so easy, dude. Stats are not easy.
Nope. They definitely are not. They definitely are not. Pycat, Lifestealer bottom lane, farming away like a champ, and of course Kotl. Ooh, he gets to pull off barely in across into that creep camp.
That is a sad half horse, half man.
That is Ghost Stick wandering back into the jungle. He's got Quelling Blade and Poor Man Shield though, so he can go and hit some creeps over there. Dendi playing aggressively into Chappie, burning through that regen and HP, which Alchemist has actually fully run out of now, looking towards a Soul Ring after his Iron Talon. Dendi's got his bottle. He's sitting pretty, 19 and 5 up at the top of the board, while the aggressive dual lane over here of the Radiant team, they've not managed to completely shut out this Ursa, but they're stopping Wyvern from, pulling and chaining stacks and things like that.
I think that's more important than stopping the Ursa, actually. Is just keeping Winter Wyvern irrelevant. You don't want him to get like Ghost Scepter and Blink and all this stuff that's going to make your Slaughter Lifestealer's life difficult, so I think they're doing their job. Dendi also doing a very good job of kind of limiting the Alchemist farm. He's had a ferry over a couple Sals. He doesn't have the TP scroll available to him. A lot of the Alks will go to the Bounty Rune, then TP over, and then get the other Bounty Rune too. But he does not have that luxury this game.
First night time, and this is the rotation that we talked about in the last game. The Slardar, he's hit level 2, and with the chains, they hold him in place, but Chappie saved by the TP of King R there, it looks like. He's level 3, and he's holding on to 1 point for Cold Embrace. Or the second point in Splinter Blast if he needs it.
I've seen 2 in Arctic Burn too.
Illusion!
The range is quite nice, as
Yeah.
is the cooldown.
Well, yeah, 100 range per level. Not too bad. Dendi again. He goes on in, but this time he's the one being burnt down. The Kotl gives him mana. Beaver in the back end will throw an Illuminate, but it won't catch onto either of the Empire heroes.
Oh
And
god, Keeper's
Dendi,
almost level
Fairy
5.
Fire. Very nearly. Hops to that. Splinter Blast out from the Winter Wyvern, and wow, Kotl he is level 5. 5 minutes in.
That's
A
Keeper
level
for you,
per
dude.
minute?
That's
What?
why I say you can't go wrong picking Keeper. This hero's just ridiculous.
I guess he did have like a triple or a quad stack down at the bottom lane, right? He's cleared it out completely, while Pycat is just sat on lane, farming to his heart's content on the creep wave. RMN up at top, found by the Ursa and Ogre, and it looks like that will be our first blood. Finally.
Easy kill.
5.5 minutes in. It took a while. Both of these teams a little bit timid with giving away a kill anywhere, but FN will find it.
Yeah, they need Slaughter just to leech and play safe. Leech, the large camp from inside the river is usually pretty typical. There's no Darkseer there to surge him out just in case. Centaur, as you mentioned, just doing the old dirty in the jungle.
Oh, Tranquil Boots.
Is he going to try and double edge that? Nah, he needs to shrine up again.
Dire's
I would have gone for that, and I would have died to the big wild wing because it survives with 7 HP and then kills me. The shrine in base. Ah, that's good efficiency. Early on in the game, just pop these shrines.
Dire's top
Actually,
tower
Those are
is
so
under attack.
efficient. I love those shrines in base early.
you know what I do? I've started triggering a lot of people by, when I play Invoker, I get like 3 or 4 Sunstrikes out. Like
Dire's
Sunstrike from
middle
Fountain, go to a
tower is
shrine,
under attack.
Sunstrike, use the shrine, go to the next shrine, Sunstrike.
You only
You
need
get
to use one shrine though. You can just sit in Fountain for the rest.
You can, I guess. Yeah, that's right.
Don't be that guy.
But
What
I
about your
I
junglers,
like-
dude?
No, I like using all these shrines. Dude, people in the 5k bracket don't freaking use shrines. They go all they TP to Fountain, sit there and wait. The shrines are just like unused for 20-30 minutes. I like using them. I don't like them being all bubbly and red.
Maybe they don't. They go to Fountain because you use them all. Do you ever think of that?
Shut up, Ben!
Gareth?
Shut up! You're too logical. Go away. They're jumping on mid lane. Wyvern looks like he's okay. Splinter Blast at the ready, and FN changed up. RMN, though, in a spot of bother as a Stampede comes through, and Chappie will help secure the kill for the Dire team. As Miposhka is blasted down by Biver.
They are not shutting down the Alchemist at all. They're trying to throw bodies at him, but Slaughter's ending up just feeding him a little bit more. Keeper's getting his farm on, though. Almost level 7.
Wrapping it on top lane. Ogre's looking for someone. FN there found the Kotl. Has he got ulti? No, he does not. A 3-0-3 build we so commonly see. Does not allow for the blinding light too early.
He doesn't. Yeah, doesn't skill it yet. So sad.
It's all buying time for Pycat, and of course Lifesteal's one of those heroes that once he's got armor he can start moving, making action.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Maybe
attack.
create a bit of havoc with the help of the Slardar, but Darkseer's relatively greedy, right? He wants to be farming until Arcane's mech. You can maybe fight once you're like level 7, level 8 with a couple of points in vacuum or 1 point in wall.
You could fight earlier than that, I think, because you have the Ember Spirit. You just throw on the Ion Shield and the Ember Spirit, and the Ember Spirit can go crazy. But things are a little bit quiet now. Dendi is just going to sit in the middle lane. Alchemist is going to sit in the jungle right now. Ursa's going to try and sneak Roche when he can. But overall, it hasn't been too much happening in this early game, aside from a few failed attempts to kill the Alchemist.
The Bloodlust on the top tower. What level is this Bloodlust now from Miposhka? Up to 2.
Dire's top tower is
Can't
under
really
attack.
hold the wave away though. We can throw an Ignite, but RMN made the nice little slip in behind the tower, looking for anyone that was trying to push them back, and now they go in with the Ignite stun, TP from FN. And RMN crushes and will allow the retreat of the rest of his team. In the meantime, Dendi's got free reign of middle lane because where's Alchemist? He's tried to stack, but he's not got there. Armlet's done though. Chappie now will build into the Radiance. Things are all sort of clicking into place. You know, it's a well-oiled machine. Everything's slowly but surely moving forward for Empire. Does Na'Vi need to...
Dire's
What was that
top tower
Stampede
is
for?
under
What are
attack.
they running
Top lane.
from? Top lane? Oh yeah. Miposhka ran in, ran out, ran in. Doing the hokey pokey up there for some reason. But is there anything specifically you feel that Na'Vi needs to do to stop this Alchemist now? Or is it too late to stop Alchemist and you have to think about how to beat him in the mid game? Or once he has
They need to run at people with Ember. I
Okay.
think. They have 0 kills.
So then they need some kills.
Run at people with Ember and Ion Shell.
Dire's
I
top
think that's.
tower
But
is
that's
under attack.
look at their lineup: Slarlar, Ember, Lifestealer. These heroes want to be running at people.
Guaranteed kill makers. I mean, Centaur, Ghost Stick is level 7, Roshan's fallen to the Ursa. It almost feels like Empire have just had a free game at this point. Pycat, well, that's a good TP. Crush is there from RMN though. Nice attempt by Ghost Stick. He'll go back for the stomp, but Pycat, turn. Oh, RMN very nearly dead to that Centaur double edge.
Yeah, the thing about it is they're able to use Stampede for every fight on Empire, and Na'Vi aren't really forcing anything. Like normally, you'd get punished for using Stampede and not on yourself, and you die a lot more often. But you know the pressure has not really been mounting for Na'Vi. They haven't really been able to push that many towers. Like mid and bottom are still alive, and top's actually still alive too.
Everyone's alive, Ben. Everyone's alive, but Chappie, he's collecting bounty runes, he's running around, he's got this top lane to farm now because FN, of course, went to Roshan and now hiding in the jungle, making sure that the opponents cannot see him. While they're a little bit afraid for their lives. Kotl. Nothing on the courier for him, just Tranquil Boots and Windlace, but Dendi has the Boots of Travel. I'll allow him to jump around the map a little bit more efficiently, but it's actually FN that's caught at mid. Has Enrage, and of course the Aegis. There's the Winter's Curse onto Dendi, but it doesn't catch anyone around him. The surge out from General allows Dendi to maybe run forward with the Iron Shell onto Miposhka. Chains again. The TP away from Ogre means that he's safe and happy back in Fountain. And all that aggression for nothing.
Empire playing a great keep away game right now. Ursa has not died. He didn't even lose his Aegis right there, and they're just buying time for the Radiance unless he dies right here.
Cold Embrace is there. Chappie can maybe armlet toggle this off and on. No, he can't.
Ion toggle
Ion
through
shell.
double Ion Shell.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think that's even possible.
I was being a little bit optimistic. Just a little bit optimistic, but you never know. Maybe if he toggled armlet off while being cold embraced. Maybe, but they finally got a kill. Alchemist down, loses a couple of 100 gold, and still 1,000 away from that relic. That's another kill on the board for Na'Vi. They're making things happen. Just do worry a little bit about them when Ghostic gets this Blink Dagger. He's 800 gold away, and he's farming bottom lane completely freely. Where's Araman going? Is he warding in behind this tower? He's actually going deep into the dire jungle, looking for a place to
That's how you kill
pop down
Alchemist.
this Obs ward. Ward up the jungle regions where Alk is farming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Trouble is, Alk isn't there. He's over towards the eastern jungles. Easy bounty rune access. You've got Ancients, you've got 2 camps to farm. Mid lane's being held by the 2 supports.
He just killed the large troll first. Why?
Oh, I didn't let the skeleton spawn?
Yeah, he did not.
Oh.
Of all the heroes, Alchemist is definitely the hero you let the skeleton spawn.
Like, Alk, well, basically anyone with cleave and Alk.
Alk is way more than anyone else, though.
Yeah,
He
for
gets
sure,
like,
for sure.
how much gold does he get from those? Gets
Like plus
what,
30.
plus 50 gold
Radiant's
roughly
top tower
from
is under
those.
attack.
That's
Nah,
100 gold.
That's fat.
That's ridiculous. It's like a bounty rune for a normal hero.
That's 100 gold gone. Wasted. Slightly inefficient, but Chappie has his relic regardless. Na'Vi are still yet to find an opening anywhere at this mid lane. They've been grouped up as 3, just waiting patiently. The mech from General's not quite yet done, and Pycat's been left alone mid for a little bit. He'll take the tier 1 with a rage. Stampede has already been expended. FN has killed off the Kotal, but it's Miposhka who will not be able to TP away. Na'Vi
Tower is under
finds
attack.
something in return, but the Kotal is worth way more than that Ogre.
They got the mid T1. Come on.
Yeah. But I mean, kill for kill.
Kill for kill, yeah.
FN. He's got
Dire's
Blink
middle
phase
tower
boots.
is under
Aegis
attack.
is still up for another 50 seconds. I wonder what they're up to. Na'Vi, I guess the great thing about Na'Vi here is that they're not showing any weakness themselves. They're passively farming
Radiant's
decently.
bottom tower
You know,
is
Lifestealer
under
is kind of
attack.
toe-to-toe with the Ursa Warrior.
Dendi's coming in. Alchemist has 1,260 gold. He's 90 gold away from his Radiant. He might die here.
He's so close. He's got his chemical rage up. He's still got the duration on it. And now the concoction. Turn around. The wall is down. As the cold embrace onto the Wind Wyvern, but still dead. The Ghost Stick goes in. Double Edge kills himself. Dendi gets a double kill through Flame Guard. And FN chases General. One more swipe. Clapping down. Aegis going to be taken back and reclaimed by the big man. But I think this might be the death of the Ursa again. Yeah. He tries to battle through, but Pycat with Dendi. They've got more than enough to kite him and hold him in place. 3 kills to the good. Na'Vi find a 3-for-1 trade-off and keep their tier 1 bottom lane alive.
Dendi played really well that fight. He didn't go on the Alchemist. Alchemist was like, you really want to kill the Alchemist because he has Relic, he doesn't have Radiance yet, and he's the one beating on your tower. But if you go on him, you might turn around and get Winter's Curse and just get slapped by the Lifestealer.
Dendi's perhaps in trouble. Oh no, Pycat's here ready with him. Chappie has his Radiance, but the rage comes through from Pycat. With the acid spray down, they can't chase him. A 2v1, which they just cannot go on into because Dendi has no mana remaining. General with the Arcane Boots will replenish a little bit of that. Dendi going with the Veil build. Something that was very, very popular for a long time, but more recently we've seen a number of players, you know, skip Veil and go straight Aquila Maelstrom. How do you feel about the Veil this game? As Ogre?
They have the Ion Shell, so I think it's fine. In this game, you can actually get a lot of damage with the Ion Shell. And
Miposhka has been so good with these TPs. Like, once the Crush has been expended, or the Chains, he just TPs out. Sometimes he dies, but most of the time he's been getting back to Fountain. But yeah, the Veil, I guess you got what? Iron Shell Illuminate on top of all of Ember Spirit stuff.
Yep.
Dire's top tower is
Generally
under
enough,
attack.
I would say, to warrant getting it. And the armor against Ursa helps, especially if you get Winter's Cursed. He's most likely the one to get Winter's Cursed, unless they're trying to stop the Lifestealer from attacking people during a rage. That's the second most likely target. Eventually, though, he's not going to be tanky enough to TP out from anything.
Oh, they get a kill top lane, but Dendi's the one caught mid! Perfect timing there. Ghost Stick with the two others, King R and FN. They smoke and they wrap in. Na'Vi thought they found a freebie top lane, but Ogre for an Ember Spirit. Empire will be well happy with that. And now you're looking at Chappie launching himself from Radiance into Boots of Travel in about 50 gold after this creep. He's got it. And the Kotal, who had such an amazing start, it's now 17 minutes in.
Dire's
Okay, you're
top
building
tower
into
is under
Agnum
attack.
Scepter. But the Kotal, even with that like day vision, giving the initiation tools for Slardar and Lifestealer, is it going to be good enough to stop this Alchemist from split pushing all of your lanes? Because you're never going to see the Alch. He'll TP, pop Manta, go hide somewhere.
It'll help the Lifestealer it'll help the Lifestealer in particular when he's like back in base trying to kill the illusions. Like it's a very normal thing to like you're pushing tower, but when your lane's getting pushed, you're like, okay, just TP back, I'll recall you. So it's really nice for those sort of situations. But I don't know. At this rate of Alchemist farm, I'm not sure. They're still not ahead, I would say. By net worth metric, they are ahead by 500, but in terms of how they should be faring at this point in the game and what they need to be doing at this point and how far they need to be ahead, I would say they are about 3,000, 4,000 gold away from where they would like to be, ideally, in an even match.
Okay.
If they can stick the next Roche, I think they'll be in a really good spot.
Radiant's bottom tower
FN
is under attack.
nearly has his basher. Illuminate comes in. Nice little blink to dodge away from that. And this actually puts RMN into a position where he goes in straight onto the Ursa Warrior. Enrages there, but he's already low HP. The battle continues on the back, but they chase in the Winter's Curse down, and Pycat forced to fight into RMN, not quite killing him off. In the back end, though, Ghost Stick, he's dropping to Darkseer Kotal. He goes back in looking for maybe a double-edged stomp, but he's not going to get it. Na'Vi, they find a kill, and yet again defend this bottom tier 1. As Chappie 1v1ing Dendi up on top lane. Sure enough, Ember Spirit just chains him up, forces the Chemical Rage. This is still going to be Chappie gaining a lot of gold from the creep wave, and tier 1 for Na'Vi will be taken. Oh, sorry, tier 1 from Empire will be taken by Na'Vi.
Misclick? Hockey issue?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I
Who
guess
knows?
so. Maybe his mouse fell off the table or something.
Has that ever happened to you?
It's never happened to me, but it's happened to someone. It happened during a tournament one time where the mouse just like slipped off a table or some shit. And it actually broke the mouse and they had to replace it. So the pause wasn't just a quick pause, unpause. It was a pause, replace the mouse, and then...
They'll never
back
buy
into
from
the
that
game.
sponsor again.
Yeah, it dropped 3 feet and died. FN full basher.
Soldier's fortune.
Yeah, maybe this is where Ursa starts to get a little bit stronger against the Lifestealer, but it feels like Na'Vi always get the jump. The past, 8-9 minutes or whatever, Na'Vi have constantly been the ones forcing fights across the river, looking for these initiations, and Empire just seem to be really
Dire's
timid
bottom
in what they're
tower is
doing.
under attack.
Ursa is always a hero I thought was meant to, go and fight, brawl as aggressively as you can, look for openings whenever possible. But with an Alch on their team, it's almost as if Empire is saying, don't fight, just farm. I will stop the Roshan from happening by Na'Vi, though. And now the awkward dance around the pit that we've seen so often from CIS games.
That sentry doesn't catch the observer. It's just out of range.
Blink Rush. Oh, look at the combo! Na'Vi, they've found them all! Ghost Stick Stampedes, but they've only killed off the Winter Wyvern. In comes the Alchemist. 1, 2, 3, slaps down RM and Slardar. And what looked like a huge wombo combo that I really thought was going to kill maybe 2 or 3 heroes of Empire there. Turns out to be just 1 support down. Na'Vi go into the Roche pit and look to finish this off before Empire can really do anything about it. But FN with Chappie. 3 seconds until Chemical Rage, and Roshan is given up on by Na'Vi.
They don't have the Slardar for the amp. That was a really nice observer war place. I also thought the 3 heroes were going to die, but Very patient, waiting for the shrine on the Empire. That's one that you definitely wanted to have up before contesting Roche at all. And where is Slaughter going to TV? Back to mid. Alchemist is not there for the fight, but Ursa is heading on over. BOTs are up on the Alchemist in case they do want to take this.
Yeah.
And he's already TPing in.
He's coming back. Roshan, half HP. Winter Wyvern. Observer Ward from the Radiant placed down. And Alk is going to stun himself there. Sentry Ward will spot out. Yep, they've killed the Obs. Darkseer stunned. In comes Ghostic, killing off the DS. Pycat though, chomping down on one. Araman in the background, and then comes Dendi. Kills off the Alk as the Chemical Rage wears off. And now Roshan might belong to Na'Vi as the Stampede comes out way too late. It's Centaur 1v1ing onto Dendi. Iron Shell is down. But Ghostic looks like he'll drop, and Roshan, in they go. FN was trying to solo it, it looks like, but Pycat with Aura, man, they've slowed him, they've killed him. Pycat gets another dominating streak for him, and Roshan will go the way of Na'Vi. Empire, they lose so much from this. 3 heroes gone, team fight lost, and Aegis going into the hands of Na'Vi.
Desperate play by Ursa during desperate times.
I was wondering where he was during the fight, and then I looked into the pit, and he's there.
Poor Winter Wyvern has not had an impact this game. And that hero is just very difficult to play in any normal situation. Also, his talents are crap. Have you seen his talents?
Oh, no, I've not actually.
They are really underwater. They're like pre-nerf, or sorry, pre-buff Wind Rangers in terms of usefulness.
40...
8 intel is really bad.
And then the two good ones you have are on the level 20 line. You have to choose one of them.
And its level 25 is not even that great.
No. I mean, Splinter Blast cooldown is pretty good if you're defending high ground, I guess. Well, it's very good if you're defending high ground and just like spamming out waves. But actually, what is it? That takes it down to 4 second CD.
If you're level 25.
If you're level yeah. If you're level 20. Yeah, good point. Actually, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up now. Hand of Midas Wyvern, here we come. Just for that talent.
Have you seen Carry Winter Wyverns?
Oh yeah, I have the Dragonlance Bloodthorn. Mjolnir, yeah.
Scepter.
That's my go-to build in Overthrow, actually.
Oh, really?
It's Winter Wyvern with that, yeah.
Oh.
It's really sick.
I need to try that.
It's really sick.
It doesn't sound like it'd work in a real game, but in Overthrow...
In Overthrow, it is actually viable. Because you are like Lone Druid is a better sniper, but Winter Wyvern is a better Lone Druid almost.
In Overthrow.
In Overthrow, yeah. You do actually have to keep adding that because we're not talking about the real game. 4 people from Empire grouping up top. RMN was maybe aiming for someone, but this is one of the biggest strengths of the Keeper of the Light. You look for a gank one lane, don't find anything, you move to another lane, and you try again. Keep on trying. But this is one of the difficulties Empire has, right? Their draft is much more nuanced, their heroes like the Wyvern are harder to play. Na'Vi, I don't feel they have any difficulties executing. It seems to be much easier for them to wander into a team fight, find an initiation, and just throw their spells in.
I agree. That's way easier to execute.
Stampede in, and there's the execution. Kill off Alchemist instantly. Ghostic does land his stomp onto Lifestealer, but the chase on the eastern side. Winter Wyvern's caught and killed, it looks like, as Na'Vi are starting to run rampant with this game. Miposhka, mana leaked up. Dendi, well, he's popped his veil down onto him, and Ogre, 1, 2, 3, down he goes. Pycat finds the final blow, and a Mega Kill streak goes his way. Tier 2 towers look like they will be forfeit, at least the one at middle lane as the lane pushes in with that creep wave.
I'm actually a little sad that FN's not playing the Alk.
Yeah, when you said it and we realized Chappie was playing it, I thought, oh dear.
They even took it mid, too. Maybe they were trying to pull some next level stuff with the lanes. I don't know. Regardless, Ember would have actually struggled a lot more versus the Ursa, I think. Alk would have been pressured really hard, though, by the DS on top, so I don't know if that was a trade-off that they were willing to do. However, Ursa and Alchemist just don't have that great a synergy, just because like there's never a time when both of you guys are really strong. Like early game, Ursa's really strong. You get the Aegis, Ursa's still really strong. By the time you get second Aegis, you're starting to fall off, and that's when Alchemist kind of has like Radiance plus one more item. And then Ghostic is
Oh, the first hit bash. Yeah, cool.
mega dead.
Cool. Ah, he's gone.
Yep.
Another kill. 17 to 9. Oh, the lead is about 4,000 in net worth. We're going to jump up to about 5k. Experience-wise, though, it's close to 8 or 9,000 for Na'Vi as we look at the hero levels. 18 Ember, but it's the supports really. Kotl up to level 15, Darkseer 14. That's the big difference maker there. As poor little Winter Wyvern still stuck down at
Radiant's
level
middle tower
9.
is under attack.
Hard hero to pull off. I can't even blame King Arthur feeding.
Nope. Only 0-4. It's not that bad.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The problem is the way he dies in team fights. He just gets run at by Ember.
With no spells cast.
Yeah, with no spells. What are they supposed to do when the Ember runs at him?
Has fallen.
Ursa can think about hitting him, but that's about the only hero that can actually do something versus him.
Just Winter's Curse, the closest enemy unit, whether it be a creep or a neutral or whatever, just throw it.
That just pauses the fight for like 3 or 4 seconds
Yeah.
though, unless it gets a really good one. Really good one is like one on the Ember Spirit with the Life Stealer's Rage on cooldown or something like that. That's like a really good one, but he hasn't been able to pull anything out of his hat so far. Maybe he'll transition into Winter Wyvern carry.
Not with Arcane Boots. Not with Arcane Boots.
Aether Lens so you can spam more Splinter Blast to get more gold to get your level 25.
That's definitely how it works. Is there a full item coming for Alk? He's given Ags to Centaur, actually. So
Oh, that's a game changer.
Chappie gives Ghost Stick Aghanim Scepter for that Stampede. Now, are Empire going to smoke and go and look for a fight? Again, angry scribbling from RMN as he says, this area is a no-go zone, let's group up and maybe even smoke themselves. He's holding on to one.
They do have the Centaur Axe though. You know, that's kind of crazy that Alk, his best 4,200 gold, for him to survive is an Axe that buffs everyone, not just one person. It buffs everyone.
That is very good. That is very good. Does Wyvern have an... Oh yeah, Axe Wyvern is a stupid Arctic Burn nonsense.
That's why Carry Wyvern works.
Yeah, I forgot about that for a second. There's no one else that really needs Axe on the team, I guess.
Ursa.
Ursa's okay, but...
Ursa's definitely.
He might... I guess if he goes BKB, he can just have it given. There's no slot redundancy there, but Ghost Stick is...
Well, it's not slot redundant because when he gets jumped on by Slaughter or Lifestealer, you can enrage out of it.
No, but I mean, if he's given it by Alk,
he
doesn't have the slot wasted by buying one himself.
Yeah, he definitely needs it.
Yeah.
I think BKB is not particularly great here. I'd much prefer to just have the Ags on the Ursa. But then again, I mean,
this way he can have both.
Dire's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
then where's his deeps, yo?
Radiant's middle
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
That's a good question. And he's not even finishing Abyssal Blade. He's buying Diffusal Blade. Purge off amp damage? Purge Flame Guard?
Can't purge amp.
What's he purging then?
Surge.
Surge?
Surge is pretty good. Flame Guard's pretty good.
Okay.
It's not amazing, but
Dire's
he
bottom
doesn't have too
tower
many
is
options
under
right now.
attack.
Well, back to farming they go. Chappie into the jungle, sends illusions down lanes. And just keeps that flow coming on in. Empire there look like they are setting up for something top lane, but Ogre Wyvern Ursa is one of the more awkward. Yeah, they are retreating as fast as they possibly can. Those three heroes like one of the more awkward trios to try and gank with. You've got like no instant stun, you ignite, you try and blink in with the Ursa and finish them off, but
Yeah, no solution for
it's like
the Ember until you probably get the Abyssal Blade on the Ogre.
Mm.
Or sorry, on the
Ursa.
Ursa, yeah, like you talked about.
But then there's like blinding light on Kotl. I don't know.
So PKB is for
Yeah, I guess. Hard counter the blinding light. Roshan potentially up in the next 15 seconds or so. Dendi looks like he wants to push this top lane a little bit further in. Empire have to come back and deal with this. It's not going to be a second axe from Chappie though. It will be the Octarine Core, as well as the plate mail he's picked up as a kind of a casual item for himself and probably built into the Shiver's Guard. This means that FN won't have an axe for himself in the near future at all. Well, you look at the Kotl, 4-staff axe and gem. When is the next daytime? A minute and a half until next daytime when they can start sweeping across this map, looking for all these Dire Observer wards. Maybe even making a play around this Roshan, but Empire are the ones storming forward. The smoke is broken. Highcat. He's down on the low ground and Empire can't find anyone. Maybe they see the Kotal and he'll walk straight on into them. They see him now. They definitely know what's up. Blink, Stomp, Crush, dead. Kotal gone.
Or was the blinding light?
Radiant's top
Maybe
tower
RMN gets
is
caught
under
as well.
attack.
No, he's fine.
Radiant's
Where was the
top
blinding light?
I don't know. He just ran away without blinding lighting. Like, if he blinding light, at least the Ursa has to pop this in rage, which
Radiant's top tower
is a small thing, but it certainly still helps. Keeper of the light.
Where's Dakota when you need him? With his imitations, his impressions of Kotal. Roshan is alive. RMN wants to go and scout out the shrine with the rest of his team, but they're smoked up. Still waiting on the low ground. They see an observer ward, but killing it off means giving away their position.
FN standing right on top of another observer ward.
And Empire not having any of it. Dendi even blinks forward aggressively. RMN, are you going to go on Wyvern? Blink, Crush, 2-hit dead? Yeah, simple stuff. Gem on the deck. Stampede used. Empire cannot go and reinitiate though, and FN back into the wall. They've got the BKB pop by the Ursa Warrior. And Na'Vi chains onto the Ogre. Alk Illusions will come out, but this opens Roshan so nicely for them. And into the pit they go. Amp damage and all that. Empire can't do anything about this. Aegis Chi's going to go the way of Na'Vi. Is that a game finisher?
They could try.
At the very least, take a tier 3, I guess.
They're not that scared about waiting though, just because Ursa is going to get progressively weaker and weaker as like more armor comes out and more Force Staffs, Ghost Scepters, Blinks and whatnot. And then Alchemist is farming, but he's been pretty manageable so far.
Alchemist hasn't been that really annoying tanky hero in teamfights. He has...
He's died so much.
Yeah, he's 2, 3, and 4. And, you know, usually when you see an Alch with 3 or 4 deaths at 30 minutes, all of them came during laning phase. But this game he had a decent laning phase. He just died in mid game while he was farming. Good movements from Na'Vi made sure that they found them. They were even looking again. Look, they're hunting for this Alchemist non-stop. They don't have the gem on the Kotal anymore, as they find a Dendi illusion and clear that one up. But tier 2 bottom is where Na'Vi have all grouped up around, and with this barrier between Empire and Na'Vi potentially
Dire's
cutting
bottom tower is under attack.
the advance of them, RMN with Pycat inside of him could break this initiation, but Empire are standing by their shrine. He's just given... there we go. Ags on Ursa. He's just been given it. Chappie finally moves that one over.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So he didn't go Octarine Core. He finished his Shivers, then gave Ags across to
Dire's
FN,
bottom tower
and didn't bother going for the Octarine, but tier 3 at bottom lane, it's getting pounded. Glyph is used. Empire are coming in from the western side. They're going to look for this Kotal, but in comes General. Vacuum misses completely. Cheese popped by Dendi. Kotal's already dead. RMN chased down as well by the Ogre, but the Winter's Curse, it's down onto Lifestealer. Dendi does like no physical damage at all, and now they've changed up the Ogre and the Alk. The Cold Embrace comes in, but Dendi remnants forward, finishes off one. Looks for another. Chappie stunned. Bash. Pycat killing him off. Pycat's still alive, but the Aegis will be taken out of his hands. As the high ground is held again by Empire, and Na'Vi looks like they'll have to fall back at least for now. Kotal will respawn in 3 seconds time. I wonder if they'll try and continue this push. The TP to the shrine. Kotal wants to get back in.
Got the Alchemist yet again. After pulling on so many eggs, he's not
dies.
actually that strong himself.
And now with no Glyph, no Alk, no Winter's Curse, Na'Vi have a tier 3 and they might even have barracks.
Dire's bottom
Empire
tower
on their
is
last legs at this point.
Dire's bottom tower
21 to 11. Your highest net worth hero dead. Ghostic goes in for the stomp, but no follow through. FN might have to save his Ogre here. The Vacuum back into Crush. The combo! They've got them! 3 of them dead. Godlike streak for Dendi. And Ghostic even with the Axe upgraded Stampede to get them away. FN with the Enrage will retreat back into the fountain. The chains catches too though, and I think Dendi wants to go in for more. RMN with another Crush. And Ghostic, he thought he was safe, but he's really not. The Winter's Curse finally catches Dendi, but there's no one nearby to punch him, apart from the Darkseer, and another falls. The dieback from Winter Wyvern 4 dead from Empire, and Alchemist, when he finally respawns, there's no one left to support him. RMN's playing this guerrilla tactic warfare style, jumping in, jumping out, looking for crushes, but FN with the first hit, Bash the concoction lands as well. RMN's going to sprint himself away from this, and he might just be able to. The Radiance is burning down, but Pycat comes in, bashes up FN, the Desolator doing work, and Dendy slowed somehow there, but still gets the chains, the vac. Chappie forced back to his shrine, and Dendy finally gives up on the kill. Another Rax falls mid lane, 1.5 lanes gone. Na'Vi might stop now because Empire are finally respawning and can hold the line. But Na'Vi were the ones that drew the line, and then now can look for a shrine up at top.
You can see why you don't want to first phase Ursa. Like, he gets kited endlessly. That was a really great blinding light by Virtu. He did it immediately as they jumped the Ember Spirit, and then Ursa had a BKB out of it too because he used Enrage to try and burst the Ursa down. And then after that, it just became so easy to constantly deal with him over and over again.
Ursa just can't stick on a target. Like,
nope.
He jumps in and then he stands AFK.
Blinding light, Force Staff,
searing chains,
anything.
Force Staffs and BKBs.
The thing is, he got pulled in Ags too, and he still can't stick on a target. But a lot of that is because of his teammates too. We haven't seen any really good Winter's Curse coming out from Winter Wyvern too. Winter Wyvern hasn't been able to even slow people from the Arctic Burn to prevent them from running away from this Ursa. And
soldier's fortune.
This
fight's
Abyssal.
just really rough. Yeah, no Abyssal.
No Abyssal on Ursa, I think, is one of the big things. Pycat.
He has enough armor now, I think, on the Ember Spirit to even survive it.
Maybe so. Pycat has an Abyssal. General spots FN. The Blink Stomp is there with the concoction as well. The Darkseer's gone. Pycat wants in. Even after losing their big team fight hero, RMN with the remnants forward. Hello, Dendy says goodnight. 2 heroes gone. RMN will finally fall, but look at Pycat being ripped to shreds in here by Chappie, as well as this Ghostic Centaur, and they do bring him down. Dendy's left alone. Doesn't have a leg to stand on as Chappie sprinting forward. Does Dendy have another remnant? He does in a second, so he can throw this up onto the high ground somewhere, but he just blinks away. Somehow able to escape. Good chains again. Remnant across. Concoction will still land. Blinding light is there from Biver, but in comes FN. Dendy's got no more escape mechanisms. Tries to slide chains to get away, but Dendy's gone now.
Oh, wow.
Na'Vi, they lose a team fight next to their ancients thanks to Empire killing the Darkseer first.
Dendy had some big plays too. And he went in with that Remnant and just blew up the Winter Wyvern. I thought Winter Wyvern was going to get a really good curse off, but he ended up only getting the Cold Embrace on the Ogre, who ended up also dying to the Remnant. But General died very early on in that fight. Wasn't able to cast his wall, wasn't able to really surge anyone away from the Ursa, and Ursa finally got his BKB off before anything bad happened to him, before he got blinding lighted and pushed out of position, before anyone else could lock him down. And Lifestealer tried his best, but either he was unlucky with bashes or he was just taking too much damage inside the Rage.
Yeah, he was in between 2 Alkalusions, a Centaur, and the real Alchemist. It was a pretty rough one. And Alk now, I think he's going to buy a yeah, he's actually finished the BKB for himself, so Shiver's BKB on top of that. Raddy Manta. Don't know if he looks to buy any more Aghanim Scepters. Maybe one for the Ogre wouldn't be bad, but probably focus on buyback for now, and then maybe a Moonshard or something. But what about selling off Armlet for an Abyssal Blade of his own on the Alk?
I think AC might be better for
Okay. Let's buff up the armor of the rest of your team, and I guess
Abyssal is pretty good though. I think they can rely on Ursa for the bashes though, and then Alk can just be the tank with the AC.
I also like AC for when if you do win a team fight, pushing high ground and taking buildings. It helps you out a lot there as well, I guess.
They still haven't taken T2's gear.
They really haven't. That's why I'm looking at this map and saying, hey, they need something to kill buildings. And I think AC might help as well. Both teams dodging each other for now, though. Na'Vi, they can push out mid and bot lane. The 2 ones that are lacking the melee racks.
Daytime fight could be a lot different for them, as Kato does have flying vision over all of these heroes. There is no shrine on the top side. Empire might get caught out here.
They've got Stampede. RMN smoking forward, Blink Crush, no Stampede just yet, and Ghost Stick is gonna die before he can even cast it. The Winter's Curse is back over onto Pycat, and in comes the Alchemist, the buyback from Ghost Stick. He's got his Stampede ready, but he needs to get into this team fight. Dendy Remnants in the back looking for King R, and there it is. Ghost Stick pops his ultimate. General with a vacuum wall in the back end does a little bit, but not enough. FN is now looking for kills. He's found the General. DS infest into a creep by Pycat. Chappie can't stick on a target, but FN is finally going to drop. Surely he dies, and he will. RMN also dropping on top of that ramp, and Dendy, and he escaped from this. A remnant to safety could be enough to save him. Blink off cooldown, but no. Arctic Burn takes that one back, and General buys back. They want to continue this fight. Pycat sprinting forward. I think King R is dead here. A few hits from Pycat once the Cold Embrace is done. Will be at the end of the Winter Wyvern. Ghost Stick, Mana League, Blink Dagger. Not going to be able to get you far enough away from Dendy and Biver, and General even comes in. The buybacks galore, actually, as Ogre wants to return to this one. But that's 3 heroes now on Empire without buyback available. Alchemist. He really wants to stun Dendy. He pops his Manta Style, but the Abyssal Blade comes through. Pycat, a couple more chomps, one more, and he's got it. Buyback from the Alchemist is needed just to save their base. Empire, what just happened?
Throwing bodies left and right, dude. Ember Spirit is... He fights way better when the BKBs are down. Ursa only has so many cooldowns, whereas Ember, you know, he's just kiting them non-stop and doing his thing. He's just level 25 now at the moment with Octarine, even has a Chakra for extra cooldown reduction, and is just kiting them all day. And they blew up the Centaur before Ag's ulti. That was the most important thing that fight. And where was the Winter Wyvern? Normally Winter Wyvern would be there for the Cold Embrace, but he just doesn't have any items. He doesn't even have Aether Lens for the extra cast range. He just could not save the Centaur.
No force and no blink or anything.
Cold Embrace.
It looks like Dendy's just cleaning up. Alchemist is the last man standing.
They can always just jump the backline with the Ember. That is, I think, the biggest problem in this game, that Ember was just able to bypass the Ursa, just ignore him, and just gun for the weak Winter Wyvern every single fight.
Just beeline for the Wyvern. Alchemist with this death.
That has to be game.
You leave Ursa alone, cold, tired, hungry, and dead.
GG.
And the Cubs stand no chance when their parents are gone. GG is called, and Empire defeated by Na'Vi, who make their way into the grand final of this qualifier, facing up against VP. It has honestly been like a dream run from Na'Vi. They struggled in the group stage. They won the tiebreaker against Comanche, and then slowly but surely they've been building their way up through the lower bracket, and now grand final time. Do you think they've got a chance?
If they play at their best, yes.
Okay.
I think VP is far more consistent and don't mega throw like Na'Vi do. Sometimes you just have a complete collapse of teamwork and everything they have built upon in the first 15-20 minutes of the game. I think that Dendy played pretty well this game, but overall his early mid-game rotations are not particularly great. He farms a lot and then doesn't really do anything with it, which is unfortunate. It's okay if you're Invoker because you could just Sunstrike, but for a lot of other heroes it's not possible. This game, the Winter Wyvern really didn't do anything, and you mentioned CIS first phase Ursa being a thing, and we have shown a lot of weak Ursa performance, not necessarily due to the player, but due to the inherent lack of anti-kiting mechanisms from the hero, which is fine. You know, that's the hero is really strong, but it's somewhat difficult. They weren't even close to breaking high ground, and I don't really think that Ursa and Alchemist have the greatest synergy. I really don't think those two should be picked together.
It feels like anti-synergy almost with the timings that they hit.
I think if you think about it the way Ursa can compensate for all of Alchemist's
and buy
weakness.
time and create space for Alch, but
just pick a Juggernaut or something like that, though. I would say, but overall, Empire probably pretty sad with their run. They did show a lot of promise. I hope they stick together. Na'Vi, on the other hand, one series away.
One series away for the Kiev Major as well. You know, you've got to think that Na'Vi are going to be the favorites.
At least there will be one CIS team there.
There will be at least one. That's it from us for now. I've been Gareth, joined by Malini. I think I'm done for casting now. Do you have any more games today? Or
I am
the
doing
rest of the
EU
qualifiers?
Grand Finals.
EU Grand Finals. I think I'm on the panel for that. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you next time.